Get ready. Three, two, one, start. Thus, nationalism in Europe had led in the 18th century to a new look at the European past. It was not, however, in that spirit that those who settled and colonized Asia and Africa sought familiarity with the history of these regions, with the transformation of trading connections into colonial relations. The need to know the history of the colonies was based not merely on an intellectual curiosity but also on the exigencies of administration. If the norms, traditions, and behavior patterns of a colony were to be understood, then research into the history of the colony would have to be carried out. The search for or discovery of the Indian past resulted in a number interpretations of the past. These were notions which were constantly repeated since they were first enunciated and which have become stereotypes of Indian history and culture. Even though today they are being questioned, they are still widespread. Some of these stereotypes are related to the needs of imperialism. For economics, imperialism had its counterpart in cultural domination. Historical writing coming from this source aimed at explaining the past in a manner which facilitated imperial rule. Others arose in contrast from Indian national sentiments opposed to the nature of imperial rule and seeking justification in the reading of the past. The ideology of Indian nationalism found not only political expression but influenced every aspect of intellectual life, philosophy, literature, the arts, and history in the early 20th century. The relationship with historians was especially close. The national movement itself had picked up stages from the reconstruction of the Indian past. Those historians who were sensitive to the stirrings of nationalism also responded to these facets because of the cultural domination implicit in imperialism. Nationalism of the anti colonial variety had to incorporate a program of cultural nationalism as well in order to regenerate the indigenous culture. The intellectual content of nationalism arose out of the need for Indians to react to the experience of colonialism, industrialization, and economic backwardness. Paucity of evidence also assisted in the creation of these stereotypes. Some of the recent questioning has been necessitated by greater and improved evidence. The more persistent of the stereotypes have dominated not only historical interpretation but have become the foundation of modern political ideologies. The Indian society has always been an unchanging society based on a caste structure characterized by harmony in the society at long. The notion of an Aryan race is aligned to the Indian tradition. There are frequent references in early literature to the Aryans, either in the sense of the more honored persons of society or else as distinct from the Milika and the An-Arya. The criteria of difference are primarily language and the observance of the universal dharma, that is, the organization of society on the basis of caste and the prescription of the four stages in the life of a man. In the very early texts, Additional differences are recognized as those of appearance and religious worship, but very soon after the criteria of language and culture alone remained. The Aryans are seen as a separate cultural group but not as a distinct race. This is also borne out in the early sources where there are references to the Aryavarta, the land of the Aryas. The definition of the Aryavarta varies in each group of sources in accordance with the culture which the source represents and the geographical location of its nuclear area. The later Vedic texts speak of Aryavarta as essentially the Ganga Yamuna Doab and its fringes. Lands beyond this are generally listed as Melaka Desa. Thus, we are told the Magad and Anga are inhabited by the mixed castes and are unfit for the Arya. In Jaina sources, however, these regions are listed as a part of the Aryavarta as also in the Buddhist sources where the location of Aryavarta is distinctly to the east of the Doab in the modern Rajmahal area. By the time of Manu, Aryavarta was defined more or less as northern India north of the Vindhyas. Race is not the criterion and obviously could not be for the concept of race both in the scientific and the popular sense is a product of modern Europe. Para again, Indians in the pre 18th century never claimed that they were more spiritual than other peoples or that the Indian way of life was concerned solely with things spiritual. The ideal of the earlier texts that the best life on earth is a balance between dharma, artha, and karma shows a healthy unconcern for any obsession with either the spiritual or the material. As for the static, unchanging quality of Indian society, this is also contrary to what is said in Indian sources. There are frequent references to changes in society, some of which are approved and other deplored. Hindu, Buddhist, and Islamic thinkers state that society is perpetually undergoing change. From an initial utopian condition, society has not only changed but deteriorated. Ultimately, however, it will move towards the return of the utopia, be it a fresh Satya Yug or a final judgment day. Stop.